Gaffer, we'll start with Tuesday night's FA Youth Cup win over Birmingham. Just how impressed were you with our under-18's performance?
I thought they were outstanding. Actually, we've just been talking about it before going out to training, Paul and I, and just, we're still buzzing from it, really. I think Kevin's got a great squad and a squad of people, really, with Richard and Tom, the coach, and they've got the lads buzzing, and they fully deserve the win.
It was a bit of a shock result, beating a Cat 2 academy as well. Some of those players have trained here, so you've had a chance to have a little bit of a closer look at them. Is there a feeling that this could be a special group coming through?
That's exactly the words, yeah. We're seeing a special batch of young players. They've been outstanding, the way they've acquitted themselves, and it was a buzz for me, actually, seeing their parents and seeing how ecstatic they were in the hospitality suite straight after the game when we were doing the Man of the Match award. And we said, look, any player could have got Man of the Match, because they were all deserving of that award.
That was only a few days after a last gasp win over Chesterfield. Is it fair to say there's been a good feeling around the place this week?
Yeah, definitely. I think both those results have been, wonderful for the club and for the feel-good factor. Now we have to back it up, but yeah, we enjoyed that performance. Right from the first minute. I thought we were getting into Chesterfield and giving them no time at all on the ball. We were tenacious, and it was good to watch.
And a feature of that victory was the switch to 4-4-2 in the second half that went on and saw us pick up all 3 points. How important is that flexibility to be able to change systems during a game, and more importantly, the players understanding what's required of them when we do that?
I think it's very important, because the momentum can soon switch. They put on 4 subs, high quality subs from the bench, and within 8 seconds they'd scored, and it's not as easy as that. I'm sure their manager would say, you guaranteed a goal every time you make a sub, but it was wholesale changes and a change in system. But because they scored so quickly, we still needed to identify what their tweak in the system was, and so it took a couple of minutes, but then we were able to see that and change it, to manage where their players were picking it up in space. And I thought the lads were superb in how they adjusted themselves and then to go and win the game.
It was a really good finish to get them back into it at Chesterfield. I just wanted to get your thoughts on the performances of Ant O'Connell and Jasper Moon. As a former centre-back yourself, they've played almost every minute together since Jasper's come into the club and are seemingly forming a really good partnership at that.
Yeah, definitely. I think Ant's done it for a long period of time now for us. Made incredible interceptions, tackles, blocks, headers, doing everything that you'd want from a centre back, but he can also play. And Jasper's come in and with his it's relentless with his energy. He wants to defend, and for a young centre back, that's so refreshing. It's not all about looking smooth on the ball, which he does look smooth, but he wants to defend all day long. He stays out and there's extra bits of defending and wants to improve daily. So the combination of those two, both the experience and the youth there, has definitely given us a platform.
And at the other end of the pitch, you mentioned after the game the impact Stephen Duke McKenna had. He made quite a difficult decision recently to stay here during the course of the international break and fight for his place in the team, but it's a decision that has seemed to have paid off.
Yeah, very difficult decision for a young player to make that. But he's been very good in training. You can see the talent, in both feet, and he's got boundless energy. So with new players, they need breakthroughs, and he's had a number of breakthroughs now, and not least Saturday, I thought it was outstanding.
Looking ahead to this weekend, we travel to Gillingham. They made a great start to the season and come into our game on the back of a win over the league leaders. Where do you feel like their main threats lie?
Well, I think they've got good strength in depth again, like Chesterfield. They've got some height in there in the box. They'll be a threat. They've changed their system recently. So yeah, we'll have to manage the game appropriately again. If they tweak it again and change the system, then we may have to. Depends on how the game's flowing at that point. But I definitely feel their ability to be able to change it with their personnel gives them strengths in an attacking sense. But we just have to go there and have a clear identity and know what our strengths are.
And just finally on team news, we lost Matty Daly in the warm-ups on Saturday for a hamstring injury. Is there any news on the extent of that injury and when he's likely to be back?
Yeah, the good news is the scans come back relatively clear. There's a little bit of something there, but nothing to rule him out for a considerable length of time. He's done some strengthening work already this week, and I've still hold out hope in another 48 hours he'll be able to play the game.
Thank you.
Thank you.